YouTube, what's good? Senju, back at it again with another video. For today, we are talking about the Throne and Liberty Update 2.4.0. You guys already know what it is. Let's go ahead and get right into it because I believe that this is going to be a very exciting patch update, which we should be receiving either tonight or tomorrow. So, Throne and Liberty Update 2.4.0. Downtime will begin at 10:30 p.m. and it will end at 5:30 a.m. on April the 2nd and last approximately 3.5 hours. It includes a new system to manage your runes, adjustments to guild and riftstone boss loot, and more. Find the full list of changes below. So, rune management. A new rune book UI has been added to to the item section of the main menu. Instead of obtaining multiple copies of each rune as an item, obtaining runes now unlocks and levels up a single unified entry in the rune book UI. These unified basic runes can be equipped to multiple items at once. Chaos runes can only be equipped to one item at a time. Rune synergies have been simplified by removing the various quality tiers and providing a single maximized synergy benefit for each rune color combination. The rune listings allow you to search, favorite, and filter through the list of available runes. When selecting an item to modify equipped runes, the rune list will only show runes that are eligible to equip that item type. Drag and drop runes from your collection list to the item's unlocked rune slots in the top section of the UI to equip runes to an item. The rune list now displays the level, stat benefit, and stat value of each collected rune along with the progress bar that displays along the bottom of each rune entry. This progress bar acts as a rune leveling progress guarantee. Now when you receive runes of the same level as the one that you have collected, this progress bar increases until it fills. Now, for those of you who may not understand that, basically what this means is that once you get a rune unlocked, that rune is unlocked forever and you can apply it to every single item. However, if you want to continue to level the rune, all you need to do is get a copy of that rune, and instead of it making a copy of that rune and placing it in your inventory, the way that it currently is, like let's say you get boss magic heavy attack chance at level 39 and then you get an upgrade, you won't have a level 39 version and a level 40 version. Instead, it will just provide XP towards the boss magic heavy attack rune that you currently have, and when you receive enough XP, it will level that thing up. However, you don't need multiple copies of the same rune to apply it to different items anymore. This drastically changes how the rune system works. It makes everything a lot easier to level up, it makes everything a lot easier to manage, and best of all, the leveling process, like I just said, is a lot easier to deal with because now once you get copies, it just levels up. You won't have multiple different levels of the same rune because you have multiple different runes for each item in the game. Now you just need one rune and you're good to go. So simplifying the runes, increasing the drop rates, which they have done for runes since Talandre has released on the global version. This is just a night and day difference from the way that the current system works. I can't wait for this. This is going to be insane. Now, once filled, that rune will increase to the next level, setting a maximum amount of times you can receive an individual rune of the same level before receiving a rune level increase. As I just said, this basically means that let's say you have the boss magic heavy attack rune at level 1, you can receive about 8 copies of that rune, for example, and once you receive that 8th copy, it will level up to X amount. So what we really need to do now is figure out how many copies of that rune we're going to need to level it up to the next level, and we need to also figure out how many copies of a rune we need in general to get it from level 1 to level 80, which I would assume is a lot. But at the end of the day, you don't need to actually sit here and get a million duplicates and have your inventory management all screwed up. Also, for those of you who may have thought about crafting runes today, wait till tomorrow, because with this new system, it's going to be 10 times easier to manage your runes. And I would much rather you craft the runes tomorrow, because tomorrow it's actually going to be worth it, considering the fact that you can basically hyper boost your system out the gate once this new system launches. Now, Chaos runes. A maximum of 100 chaos runes can be stored in the rune UI. Chaos runes you don't intend to use can be deleted from the list, freeing up a slot. Rune fragments will no longer be able to be acquired. Ooh, that's interesting. So, and any existing rune fragments in your inventories or storage will eventually be removed. So, this is actually interesting because I purposefully held on to like 40k rune fragments just so I could craft a lot of the boxes when the system launched. Now, what I'm not going to do is spam craft them today, you know, thinking that I'm going to be fairmongered into not being able to craft them tomorrow. So what I would implore everyone to do is to hold on to your rune fragments, and if for some reason they delete them during maintenance tomorrow, it is what it is. But I'm still not going to craft them today before this patch goes in because it is just not worth it. If I still have them tomorrow, it will 100% be worth it. So what I still say is save them, and if you can use them tomorrow, use them the second that you get on tomorrow. If you cannot use them tomorrow, then it is what it is. Now, Guild Raid and Riftstone bosses. Adjusted the loot tables for Talandre Guild Raid and Riftstone bosses. That's interesting. Diagon, Leviathan, Pakilo, Naru, Manticus brothers to include a guaranteed T2 armor or accessory drop on each kill in addition to the current drop pool. Yee-hoo! Oh my goodness. Oh my, whoa. That is a night and day. See, that is what guild raids are supposed to do, man. I could care less about the weapons having a guaranteed drop rate. Weapons are meant to be rare. Not everyone's supposed to have them out the gate. Eventually we'll all get it, right? But armor and accessories, come on now. That's where everyone should be on an equal playing field, because armor is just, it's more incremental to your build. Certain people need certain accessories, certain people need certain armor pieces, and for you to be gate kept by not being able to get these things, just, it sucks. Because again, there's certain builds, including mine, that just won't be usable until April 17th when that gear drops. But people from day one of Talandre, especially ranged builds, out the gate, they were able to get geared. And for those pay to win players, or pay for convenience is what I like to call them, but for those people who pay to speed up their progression, they were ready, you know, 3 or 4 days into the expansion, whereas the rest of us, especially melee characters, we're cooked until the 17th of April. So this here is a night and day difference. Night and day difference. This needs to be carried across a lot of other things in the game. Like, man, night and day. Great, good job. You know what? I want to read that again, just so we all understand how important this is. Guild Raid and Riftstone bosses. Adjusted the loot drop tables for the Talandre Guild Raid and Riftstone bosses Diagon, Leviathan, Pakilo, Naru, and the Manticus brothers to include a guaranteed T2 armor or accessory drop on each kill in addition to the current drop pools. Let me just further iterate on what this is. This means that regardless of what additional loot they drop, you are guaranteed to get a piece of armor or a piece of an accessory on their drop pools. Now, the reason why this is also so good is because you cannot trade this stuff outside of the guild. This is purely owned for the guild, meaning that this isn't going to deflate the market. This is just going to make it so that people who play with their guilds or go and do Riftstones are guaranteed to get something. You know what's going to happen? People are going to spam the absolute hell out of Pakilo Naru now, because they're going to be able to get their ruined Black Band of the Anvil, and the price on the market will actually deflate because of how many people are going to be able to get that darn thing. People are going to be spamming the absolute hell out of the Leviathan and the Manticus brothers because they want things like the Primed Ritual Caller. The Primed Ritual Caller, like, dude, this is a night and day difference. Absolute night and day difference. Oh my god. Absolute W. Material transmutation. Implemented options to auto add designated material types and grades to your material transmutation progress. Added the ability to split stacks of items with shift left click when adding items to material transmutation. Bulk adding materials now selects up to 300 eligible items, increased from the previous cap of 20 at a time. Now, Something that I briefly need to speak on when it comes to material transmutation. A lot of people saw this system come out and they immediately dogged on the system. This system is not meant for you to gain the new best, hype content out the gate. This system is a pity system for traits. It's a resource system. It's a recycling center. That's what it's for. When you got just a bunch of garbage and you have tons of magic powder, you have tons of crystals and yada, 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 you can put it into this system and use it to get duplicates of tier 2 items, primarily the resistance crap. And that's why they put that there. They put it because they know damn well you're not going to use that resistance gear. But the traits are what you will use. If you have trait slots unlocked and you happen to get a trait that you need on that gear, that's what that's for. It's just a free trait. So stop looking at this system as, it's the system that's going to give me my gear if I don't get it, and just look at it as, yo, I got a bunch of garbage from all of this crap. I'm going to use it for traits. That's what it's for. Now, for the general section, Dimensional Trial fixed an issue preventing groups from posting party board recruitments above tier 1 for Dimensional Trials. Added the option to copy skill and specialization presets to a new preset for editing as an alternative to creating skill presets from a blank slate. I love this, actually. This was needed, man. Holy. Skill presets can now be pasted as a chat link that allows others to copy the preset skill and specialization. Oh my, goated change right here. Holy. If you're trying to just share a build, it's so much easier now. Okay, replaced rare rune chests with epic rune chests for the following reward types: Dimensional Trials, weekly missions, arena coin shop, abyss dungeons, world bosses, guild raids, and material transmutation. Hold up. So instead of getting rare rune chests when you complete a lot of the items, you're now going to just get epic rune chests? Oh, dude, that is huge. Okay, items. Removed epic tier 2 and tier 1 equipment drops from the basic zone population mobs? Huh? I'm sorry, what? Huh? Hello? Somebody explain to me the thought process behind this. This was the equivalent of a high-speed train in Japan, just running into a brick wall. Because I need you to explain to me, who in their right mind thought that this was a good idea? Oh boy, Reddit is not going to be happy about this one. They are not going to be happy about this one. Now, I mean, granted, I wasn't farming mobs, but that's not the point. There are a ton of people that maybe they were farming mobs and they were getting lucky with pieces of gear. This right here, what in the Sam Blue Hell? Whose idea was this? Put them on paid leave immediately. Adjusted the crafting menu for items like skill books to enable you to combine component ingredients that have multiple substitutes into a single craft. I'll have to see what that is because that sounds kind of interesting. Herba Village added arena sundries merchant to the available town NPCs. Guilds, tax deliver, siege, and interserver riftstone and boonstone award distribution can now be distributed unevenly when distributing to all members, not just participants. Huh? Oh man. That's gonna be ugly. Gate of Infinity, Tidal's Tower added the ability to move to other floors without exiting the dungeon. Thank God. That's huge. Targeting added an option to target nameplate settings to prevent nameplate transparency being applied to targets who are actively attacking you. Okay, now we're talking. Siege, small adjustments to the defense area boundaries to teleport out non-defenders from walls at the start of the siege. Arena fixed a situation where some food buffs that should be removed on arena entry were not being removed properly. Nebula Island removed some ceiling clutter from the boss arena that interfered with viewing angles. Nebula Island fixed an issue where Grim Turg's attack pattern could behave unexpectedly when its aggro target was at a distance. Guild Raid fixed boss reset behavior for Pakilo Naru character when indicators on your character are now hidden during cutscenes and interaction camera views. Hall of Illusion added checkpoints to Hall of Illusion to allow players to take breaks between fights. Molegrass fixed an issue where mole grass could occasionally teleport outside of the attackable arena area. Festive trees now respawn 10 seconds after mole grass returns to the center of the arena. Hall of Illusion, Lionhead, fixed an issue that could cause the zone of pain effect to apply even though your interaction was interrupted. What in the world? That's crazy. Okay. War Games added a display of which weapons members of the team are currently using to better inform team making strategy. Can now edit the display name of the war game lobbies. Minor adjustment to the color displayed for the yellow team to avoid overlap with the yellow used for friendly guilds. UI. Chained damage or healing now displays as an increased floating damage number that sums up the total damage or healing done rather than separate numbers for each hit. Your HUD. Added setting to enable or disable item acquisition pop-up messages. Weapon mastery. Added shortcuts to open material containers in your storage for material costs needed to unlock weapon mastery nodes. I see. So the same way that you're able to basically craft items, and then if you run out of an item, they say, hey, you can craft this. So they just, there's a shortcut in that crafting window. If you ran out of materials, they're gonna do the exact same thing here, so you don't have to always go back to your inventory or your storage to craft the items and then come back. But that's not the problem. The problem is the fact that you can't farm the ores, man. So we'll get into that into a different video. Adjusted the Hall of Illusion reward pop-up to clarify the rewards can only be claimed once. Guild menu. Adjusted display of friendly guilds in the guild UI. Added HUD shortcuts for the Amatoy house and fishing mode that can be arranged within the UI. Currency display. Removed outdated event coins that had 0 quantities from token lists in the UI. Items. Minor adjustments to the display of lithograph information when viewing the tooltip details. Controller. Made multiple adjustments to UI windows for controller focus areas and window priority. At the end of the day, we already know what the key high points of this entire thing was. Right here, we got a bunch of rune changes, but the absolute star of the show, holy moly, did I not expect this. This means that guaranteed you're getting at least 7 pieces of armor or 7 accessories. And we know people are spamming the hot hell out of Akilo Naru for that ring. So guilds are going to be juiced, man. Which is a good thing. That is a good thing. That is absolutely a good thing. This is something that should have happened a long time ago. I'm glad they did this. Absolute W, good job. Outside of that, there's a lot of good changes with the rune management, but I'm stuck on this. I'm absolutely stuck on this because there's going to be so many field boss jewelry pieces out there that people are going to have now because their guilds are going to be able to get the gear. If you get lucky and you get 7 accessory drops, there's no possible way that your gear is not going to be juiced. That's so good, man. And you can't sell it. That's the best part. This means that this belongs to the guild. There's no incentive to, well, I mean, you can sell it to people in the guild, but at the end of the day, if your guild is like mine and you have a genuine system, you're going to get what you get. That's just, it's huge. And there's 7 copies. Everybody's going to get it now. That meant absolute W. Good job. Fantastic work. At the end of the day, we're all cooking. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys leave a like or sub to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.